Certainly pleased with a lot of different pieces from Saturday afternoon and then late matinee yesterday afternoon. Certainly was impressed with different pieces in both games, and I think as a group, obviously winnings makes it a lot more enjoyable, especially the bus ride late last night coming home. But I think, in the big picture, some of our younger players, gained some experience even from, the game one Saturday into game two. They looked more comfortable, and, from start to finish, a lot of good things happened yesterday. Obviously was happy with Bailey getting on the score sheet in Saturday's game and then getting the game winner yesterday. So very, pleasing weekend for a lot of reasons, and look forward to the challenge this upcoming weekend against certainly a much improved Ohio State team, and a team that's playing with a lot of confidence, so it should be another good matchup for us.
Bailey got banged up early in the year. Do you think she's finally 100% and feels comfortable after that injury she suffered a couple of weeks in?
She got banged pretty hard last night right after the game-winning goal, and she says, well, I didn't even feel it. She saw the puck go in, and so certainly excited from that standpoint. But I would probably say yes. I think feeling more comfortable and more engaged in contact. As you well know, there's certainly a lot of contact within our sport, and but for the players, usually that first goal, and we've talked about it with numerous players over the course of time here, that that first one's usually the most challenging and difficult. When they get it, they relax a little bit more. So when she scored, Saturday afternoon, I'm sure there was a weight off her shoulders, and certainly last night's goal is going to help her as she moves forward.
How did the competition level going up, how did your players react to that? What did you see from them that maybe encourages you that as you're going through this stretch here, you're getting more out of your players, I guess?
Well, yesterday was, the people that were watching the game, saw us play at a real high level, saw us compete in all different areas of the game, and I was most pleased with. I thought it was going to end up 1-1, and we're going to a shootout, just the nature of the way the game was going and how it was moving along. But irrelevant of yesterday's outcome, I was more impressed with the way we handled what we maybe hadn't done as well Saturday as we did Sunday. And so in the big picture, that's what you're looking for, things to improve on, and we certainly improved from game one to game two, and that's what I take away from it.
Andy, in the back.
Mark, you've won your first 12 games. You just did something up in Minnesota you haven't done in 10 years. You're ranked #1 in the country. How much of this is unexpected by you?
I mean, if we had talked in early September, and you asked me where we would be at this point, I'm not sure I would indicate where we're at and be accurate with, because you're just dealing with so many unknowns, bringing in a big freshman class, having a goaltending situation be a little bit cloudy. But once the season starts, then you sort of get in day-to-day mode, and who's up next and what do we have to do next to make ourselves better. And you're not looking down the line 2 or 3 weekends. You're looking at, Ohio State Saturday afternoon and preparing the team as we start practice tomorrow, getting them focused in on that. And so a lot of unknowns. Obviously very happy where we're at, but certainly we know in the back of our minds we got some areas that we have to grow in to continue down this path.
Are there any of those unknowns that have advanced more than others, more than you thought maybe would be right now?
Well, I think as we talked as the season began, if we were going to be effective, we were going to have to score by committee. And so it seems that at certain points in games and at times, people step up and score. So, Brett Pettit gets a hat trick in a game. That's sort of unexpected, but certainly help us win a game. Bailey hadn't scored a goal and, comes up with a big goal Saturday and gets an overtime winner yesterday. And so you're looking for, people to step up given the opportunity, and, collectively we've been able to do that. And if you're able to do that and get to 3 or 4 or 5 in a game, then your chances of winning certainly go up.
Might be an interesting week for Claudia against a team that she's familiar with. What do you do you expect her to? I mean, she's a pretty veteran mind, I think, in a lot of ways too. That
Yeah, I
she
think
probably
she's in a
handled that
good
well.
place, and having spent the entire season here and gone through it last year as a spectator, as we watched the games here against Ohio State. But I mean, there'll be some emotions. Some of her teammates that were there when she was there, and from my standpoint, my message is don't try to do too much. Just do what you've done up to this point, and things will be okay.
Where do you see the improvement in Ohio State? I suppose it starts from the goalmouth out with them?
Well, their goaltender, yeah. I mean, she was preseason, player of the year in our league picked, and so it starts there. And they added a couple freshmen, freshmen leading them in scoring right now, and a couple other freshmen that gives them depth. And I think they have depth that they maybe haven't had in probably 3 or 4 years, and certainly getting off to a good start, building confidence within those young players has helped them. And so, they're coming off a bye weekend, and I'm sure they'll come in here with a lot of confidence, and, it should be a good test.